This is my fourth Dark Souls character since I first begun playing a month ago. My plan was to have a tank that could do miracles. Indeed. Miracles sounded like a perfect complement to a tanky warrior type of character. To the veteran, it may be a little surprise that I was able to progress very fast with a cleric. As one can see here, she has reached the same level as my first character in less than half the time, part of which owes to the character's build, but mostly less dying, I think. Not as much repeating on my first playthrough. I believe I figured out how to deal with Quelaag pretty well. So at this point, Quelaag isn't much trouble. And I think the only reason I didn't keep using the mace through the whole playthrough was because this is also the character on which I began experimenting with PvP. And the mace, against one opponent, I noticed it was getting countered. What's the word for that? Repulsed, riposte, riposte. It was getting parried, and I already felt like it was letting me down by being an obvious weapon to counter. I would later replace with an axe, which swings the same way, but is harder to predict, they say, in PvP. But the mace is awesome, and it is great against skeletons. Speaking of parries, crestfallen warrior, Fallen has. This is when I began playing online. So I would see non-vanilla messages such as these, and the ghost characters haunting the world, reminding you that you are not alone, that this is a multi-dimensional game. Even other versions of yourself may exist, fighting on planes that are simultaneous to your location, and they can interact with each other in special occasions. I called upon this warrior of sunlight when I saw the summon sign in front of the boss door. It just sounded fun. And the fact that I didn't kill the fire giant, it was intentional. And as soon as I could get grip of the gods, I began using it. Just in case I got invaded, basically. And I would say only on the first two playthroughs I was apprehensive of this area. But you just approach it with confidence. And parrying this Silver Knight is all you really gotta do if you don't want the 10,000 souls over here. But you can always go to this one first and grab the souls, and if you die, respawn and just fight the other one that you have to get by, or make him fall off. You know the drill if you've played it before. Where's the magic barrier?
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, An eternal curse upon thee.
It removes the hassle from this fight. And now bear witness to the first time I invaded another character's world. For a few days I was having success at PvP. But on other days, everyone would destroy me. Because that was before I knew that the latency is what it's all about in these PvPs, and it changes the game drastically from PvE. I just overpowered that one. Looking for the fastest way to farm. I thought perhaps the poison mist would be helpful. It's fun here, but it's not really that efficient. Unless you might want to do poison mist, then run away and do something else while they are poisoned. There, a dagger I shall never use. Why? You're worth a lot of souls. This is probably the fastest I dealt with the 4 kings. First time arriving here with the cleric. Great magic barrier was used, but it was never needed. They never had a chance to fire their magic. A little bit tricky with the mace, distancing. Just walking up on them, getting as snug as I could. Noticing how beneath their torso, their roots go into the abyss. Kind of watching that area of the body helped me with the distance.
Why not join me as a warrior of the sun, righteous knights, guardians of all that is good, in the name of the Lord of Sunlight? Only if it would please you, of course. Well? Oh, magnificent. I knew you would fancy it. Then join the Covenant. Here, stay still for a moment.
What I had was, I had not intended to be down here, and I had no rusted ring to run around. So I have to just walk around. It is told to me that each Titanite demon you activate becomes stronger than the last. And of course that would be some sort of leveling, but the game doesn't know which one you're gonna find first. I think that keeps it balanced. But this was perhaps the second I wasn't particularly fearful of it. I'm still figuring out how to battle Titanite demons with the magic using ninja that I'm playing now, my 5th character. These spears are made for slaying, and dragons what they kill. I added this footage because I thought I took no damage at all. Was that true? Did I take any damage? And someone had invaded me. I saw them down this way. I thought perhaps they were hiding behind a pillar. And I was going to return the favor. This enemy, I now understand that they heard that. Here they come. You have no idea what you're facing as far as the other player's level or experience. Only what they possess, and sometimes you can't even tell that. Not that I was noticing these things, mind you. I guess he's low health. I'm not very good at seeing their health bar. It's weird to me. It seems weird. Hard to read. He thought he would shake me off. The fact that he was running, I knew he had to be low on health. Sanctuary Guardian is easy again, as he was in the original encounter I had using the warrior. This is similar to the warrior. Somewhat tanky, with a very high strength. Very high. It ends up reaching 46, I believe, in order to wield the demon great axe. Yeah, baby. To this DLC with full-on poise. Unfortunately, I've never discovered how to break Artorius out of his power-up. Ah, but I did read about it. I read that you have to hit him with 3 hard blows. R2. Which, yeah, it's R1 on my setting. The upper. The bumper I use for power attacks. And I tried it, but the mace was too slow to hit him and knock him out of his power-up. I got there as fast as I could, and it still wasn't fast enough. Well, I may have forgotten all about the Silver Pendant. Completely forgot about it. As we see, it isn't necessary. And the question I had in retrospect to this battle, our final battle for this video, is the question I have is rolling towards him or away from him the best way to deal with his armed attacks? Is related to the enemies of this whole DLC with their barbaric ape-like movements. I think perhaps you could roll into or out of his hand swipes depending on where you are. I guess sideways never worked for me. Other than that, I'm sure I'm missing something. What Dark Souls is all about. Learning. In fact, it's probably intended not to have the internet to help